together.
I thought I was gonna get like a 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh well, I mean,
Push it again.
push it in.
All right.
Shall I count down from 5 now?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's Limelight Live,
It's
and we are
Limelight.
reclaiming our time.
Today we are reclaiming our time.
And we're not.
Honey,
Listen, and let me tell you, I want to reclaim all the time that was wasted
Child.
on this slap heard around the world. Because guess what?
Child.
We're not talking about it today. We're not talking about it today.
We will not.
So we're gonna reclaim our time on a whole bunch of other subjects. So for now, let's just get into this episode.
All righty.
Step into the limelight.
Hey.
All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Limelight Live, the live show of Limelight that there is. If we're talking slow, we're tired, y'all.
We're tired. There's a lot going on this
exhausted.
week. There's a lot going on right now in the studio. We're not going to share, but
this has been a month. 2022 has been a year.
It's been a past 4 days. Look, this is what I'm going to say this, and this is all I'm going to say about it.
You sure?
I'm absolutely sure, because we're not going to revisit it.
You sure?
I'm sure.
But can I say something then? No?
Yeah.
Maybe?
You can say something.
Then it ain't going to be it. We're going to keep going.
What I wanted to say was, people, let's change the subject.
Yes.
Let's change the subject. Like, I get it.
I'm tired.
This has literally split the nation.
I'm tired.
It has split the nation. But let's move on. Let's move on.
Yes.
There are bigger things to. I'm not even going to say it. Ooh.
But if you do want to call in, and you can.
If we get a
really
caller
on your heart.
If we get a caller, 323-900-0478. If we get a caller who wants to talk about the slap, sure, we'll engage. But we ain't talking about it.
Right, because it's heavy. It's just so much heaviness in the world in general. We got wars in Ukraine, a whole bunch of other stuff that they not even
racism,
talking about. Just
labor shortages.
I'm tired.
Come on, we about to have famine. There's food shortages.
Gas is $10 a
and
gallon.
This is the hill you want to die on. I can't.
Well, we're gonna get into our flashlight topics, and
yeah,
we'll go from there.
Bang.
Flashing light.
All right.
There's some things happening in the world.
Yeah.
Good things, bad things,
Mixture.
A mixture of things, but I think there's kind of like a blend of entertainment and politics that we're going to cover.
Absolutely.
So kick it off.
Let's get into it. Triller named Steve Pomone president of Versus music series through Black Enterprise. This is interesting.
Yeah.
Triller is still around?
Well, Triller hosts, they own Versus.
Okay.
They own the Versus battles. And they're still around. And I believe the Versus battles are broadcast on the Triller app.
That makes sense. I do believe I've seen that.
And wait, but there's another app that is streamed on, because it's like a sports and entertainment app that really focuses on like fights, like UFC stuff or whatever.
Right.
And so they've aligned Versus with that, just kind of like, I guess, like the battle aspect or whatever, which is it's cool.
I know they tried to make it, the last Versus, they tried to make it so that people had to like get the app.
They tried to get people to pay.
Yeah.
And they was like,
no.
Y'all started this free, and y'all started this during a lockdown when we had nothing
and
else.
Now gas is $10 per gallon, so you're crazy.
We're not paying for it. We're not paying for it. The last, if I'm gonna be frank, the last few Verses haven't been like amazing.
I enjoyed the Anthony
and Music Soul Child.
Yeah, I enjoyed.
So let me tell you something. I've been a huge fan of Music Soul Child since like 2004, 2003, 2002. But I was a little disappointed in my boy's vocals. It was not music was not.
He wasn't musicking.
He wasn't soul childing. He was not. I was like, oh,
He
ooh,
had
that was a
child, not the
stretch music.
soul.
That was a stretch
Lord.
music.
And
Why
then
did
the baby mama moment was pretty awkward as well.
wait? Which moment was? Because I didn't watch it all. I was like, you know what? I can't. I had to
He
step
brought
away.
he brought the baby mama out and gave her a shout out. It was awkward, and then it was like a rap battle because everybody had their camps come out, and then Anthony Hamilton brought like 50 gazillion people to the stage. But that's the culture. I don't think anybody wants to pay for versus battles. Y'all better get y'all some good sponsors.
We're not going to,
because that's not what it is. But it says here the virtual music series, which was started by producers Timbaland and Swiss Beats during the initial days of COVID-19 pandemic, the series quickly became a framed artists from the past and present played their best hits while millions around the world watched from their homes. Eventually, it evolved to two artists playing their hits to live concerts, which is
make
people pay for the concerts.
Yeah, like if you're gonna go to that, sure, I'll pay for that because I know they were charging tickets for the music and Anthony. Matter of fact, I would have loved to have gone to Trina and Eve's set because that I loved that one. That one was it was a lot of fun.
Got it. So this gentleman, Steve Pomone, who is the former president and COO of Beyonce's Parkwood Entertainment. I didn't know anything about that. Beyonce's Parkwood Entertainment?
Yeah, Parkwood Entertainment. That's the label that Chloe and Haley are signed to. I don't know that. I don't think she has other artists. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But she herself is under Parkwood.
Okay.
Beyonce herself, but yeah.
Interesting. Well, he is now the president of the music series Versus, which, as we just mentioned, is pretty much trying to change their whole platform. Congratulations to you. Don't be trying to charge us. According to a press release, Pomone will oversee Versus and manage its operation, including programming, live events, and partnerships. CEO Mahi De Silva of Triller.
Is it Mahi?
Mahi De Silva of Triller, which owns Versus, said in a statement that Pomone is the right man for the job. Well, come on, Pomone.
Okay. Oh wait, no.
Where's Calvin?
There we go. The labels are fading, so I can't see it.
But yeah, I think that's really awesome that he's making the shift, and I think it's wonderful that what started off as just like an Instagram idea has now become a full blown entertainment
concert series platform. Yeah.
Which I think is extremely dope. So shout out
people
to
are buying into it.
And yeah, definitely. Now y'all just got to get y'all technology and stuff on point. And I'm rocking with it. But I mean, eventually we're gonna run out of people to have verses, right?
No, I think over time, as artists have new catalogs and add to their catalog, there's still a place. Like there's several artists that I'm waiting to be on there. Like I've been, advocating for Maya and feel like Maya should have had verses.
That's interesting.
But I don't know who she would go up against. In my personal opinion, I was campaigning for her to do the verses with Ashanti because both of them have equal amount of albums. I think they have equal amount of Grammy wins.
Of Keisha.
Yeah, they also both own the dynamics are too similar. They both own their they're both independent.
Okay.
They also both have this same number of collaboration features. Like they're the hip hop girls that like. For a long time, Maya and Ashanti were the feature girls. You know what I mean? So there was a lot I thought that paralleled them that made sense in my personal opinion.
Okay.
I was comparing, but nah,
my next question then would be, can you see there being a crossover? Because right now we've been focusing on hip hop and R&B and soul.
They've been focusing on Black artists. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but
yeah.
Yeah. So do you think you can see like a Taylor Swift versus
and that's a really big discussion on social media because there's the whole thing where like, no, this was created for us, let's keep it for us. But then there's also like I've seen a lot of people like in Black Twitter say, but I didn't just listen to R&B growing up. I didn't just listen to X, Y, and Z. Like there's been several people that have campaigned, you know what, let's do a boy band. Like, of course, who wouldn't want to see NSYNC versus Backstreet? Backstreet Boys. Or, Christina versus Britney. Obviously, those things make sense because they were part of the general, like, cultural gamut ethos of what we remember growing up. For example, if you think about it, if Tina Marie were still alive, wouldn't you deem her as to qualify to be on a versus? I think somebody made that point too.
Absolutely.
And so
but she's still a soul singer.
Right.
But then you have to think too, is that really the nature of other musical genres.
Right.
You know, like the essence of hip hop started with battles, with rap battles.
Absolutely.
You know, and then it just kind of trickled over into R&B because you had the little squabbles between the different R&B groups and what have you. And then it's just kind of the nature. I mean, is it a cultural? It's a cultural thing. But
it is a cultural
it's
thing.
very much so. But nonetheless, I think it's exciting to see it grow into something else, and I just hope it continues to do so, but in the right way.
I think so. I think before maybe we start exploring that, like didn't they want to do, or did they start doing comedian verses? I think that's something
that'll be good.
Yeah,
the influencer verses.
Oh, but how would, where's the entertainment value there? What they're gonna talk about what they're doing? I don't know. Where's the
Where's the performance? You could do fashion verses.
That would be dope.
You could do okay. I'm not gonna say too much because y'all gonna have to pay me for my ideas.
Okay, that would be dope. I'd be here for fashion verses.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Well, shout out to the new president of the Versus Empire. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's talk about. Okay, we said reclaiming our time, but let's talk about flowers. And I want to reclaim my time when I'm alive.
Yeah.
And so this is a really interesting story that I came across off Huffington Post. So the late Hawaiian hula teacher, and I hope I pronounce this right, Edith Kanakaole will appear on the U.S. quarters.
Okay.
And then pilot Bessie Coleman will also be featured on our U.S. quarters as well. This is obviously, I guess, appropriate for Women's History Month. But according to the Huffington Post, the late native Hawaiian hula teacher Edith Kanakaole is among 5 women who will be individually featured on U.S. quarters next year as part of a program that depicts notable women on the coins. The U.S. Mint said Wednesday the other side of each quarter will show George Washington. Why? It described Kanakaole, who died in 1978, as a composer, chanter, dancer, teacher, and entertainer. Her mo'olelo, or stories, served to rescue aspects of Hawaiian history, customs, and traditions that were disappearing due to the cultural bigotry of the time, it said in a news release. Well, y'all are about 50 years too late, but okay.
All right. That's very interesting.
Yeah. I will say, great. She's also a woman of color. She would be the second woman of color to be added. But in addition to that, Bessie Coleman, who's the first African American and first Native American woman pilot, is getting her own coin. Eleanor Roosevelt, First Lady and author. Jovita Idar, the Mexican American journalist and activist, and Maria Tailchief, who was America's first prima ballerina, are all getting coins. This year, the program is issuing coins featuring 5 other women, including poet Maya Angelou and astronaut Sally Ride. You got one?
Shout out to the auntie. Yeah, my auntie just came up to me with a roll of quarters when she came to visit me.
Oh, come on.
And she was like, I thought she was going to give me the whole roll. I didn't know what was in it, but I was like, I'll take, what is it, $10 in a roll?
Yeah.
And she handed me the quarter and I was like, oh, it's Maya Angelou. It's very beautiful. It's very elegant. I suggest you guys, it might be worth something one day. I
love that. Well, I love that there's multiple women that are going to be on quarters. That's really dope. That's really dope. And then the Edith Kanakaole, I feel like, and I've been to Hawaii recently. Beautiful place. Oh my goodness. But the history of Hawaii is one, beautiful, but also very problematic on the white people's side. So we're talking some colonization situations. I learned a few things while I was over there.
Got you.
But the Polynesian people of Hawaii have a very rich history, incredible group of people. It's nice to see
awesome.
them on a.
When is this Harriet Tubman paper money coming out, dude?
It's not out already?
Did it? I haven't seen it.
I feel like that exists already.
They need to hurry up because I want some Harriets.
Is it $100 bill?
I don't know if it was 100 or 1 or 10. I just want some Harriets. I want some Harriets in my repertoire.
Is she okay? I'm seeing here. It's coming.
It's coming.
But here's
I know it was recently voted on and it was passed that it's coming. It's happening for sure.
Actually, I can tell you right now. Exclusive. In an internal department Black History Month message exclusively obtained by the GRIO, Secretary Janet Yellen reaffirmed the commitment to ensure an inclusive currency. A $20 Harriet Tubman bill is
$20.
coming.
$20.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
remember,
y'all.
yeah, because I remember seeing news about that back in like 2019.
Mm-hmm. It's coming. I'm excited. This is great.
Why does it take so long to put somebody's face on a dollar?
You know, money isn't real anyway. That's a whole other conversation.
That's a whole nother episode.
It's all a fallacy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but we'll figure that out soon.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. Okay. Well, applause to all the women who are going to be featured on there.
This is the last day of Women's History Month.
It is the last day of Women's History Month. Congrats to you for being a woman.
Thank you.
An incredible woman. My hat's off to you.
Thank
I love you so much, friend.
Thank you. You know what I found out about?
What?
It's also Endometriosis Awareness Month.
Really?
I had no idea endometriosis had a month.
Wow.
And it has a yellow ribbon.
Uh-huh.
So I also recently discovered that there's a new documentary that's coming out about endometriosis that's going to be premiered at the Museum of Modern Art and History in New York.
Okay.
So that's going to be on May 24th. So that's something I really want to go check out. So,
okay.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Endo warriors out there too.
Endo warriors.
Yeah.
I hear it. Okay. Moving on to our next flashlight. So I don't know about you, but this is somebody who I've grown up watching.
I know.
Right? This is my mom's favorite actor.
Okay.
He's in like most of her favorite movies. I'm talking about the incredible Bruce Willis.
Yes.
You know, you think about Bruce Willis, you think about all the Die Hard movies, you think about Armageddon, you think about
Multipass.
Exactly. The Fifth Element. Like, yo, tell me that didn't like change your life as a kid.
I love that.
That's like a lot of people's
much.
favorite movies. But Bruce Willis is incredible. He's my mom's favorite. Like, she loves him.
I've gone on record and said he's my favorite white male actor. Aside, next to him would be Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bruce Willis would be it for me.
So I was really sad to hear this news that he's stepping away from acting following his diagnosis of aphasia. So according to E! News, Bruce Willis is taking a step back from his career to focus on his health. The 67-year-old, which is young.
That's young.
Very young. I actually thought he was older. The 67-year-old actor's family, including wife, Emma, and ex Demi Moore, as well as his kids, have announced that Bruce has been diagnosed with aphasia, a condition that can impact a person's ability to communicate. They say, to Bruce's amazing supporters, as a family, we wanted to share that our beloved Bruce has been experiencing some health issues and has recently been diagnosed with aphasia, which is impacting his cognitive abilities. That was a statement from the family posted via Instagram. They continue to say, as a result of this, and with much consideration, Bruce is stepping away from the career that has meant so much to him. This is a really challenging time for our family, and we are so appreciative of your continued love, compassion, and support. We are moving through this as a strong family unit and wanted to bring his fans in because we know how much he means to you as you do to him. So, yeah, man.
That's sad.
I'm really sad to hear that.
Yeah.
I love Bruce. Great guy. Again, he was part of
all of our lives.
Yeah.
And he was always just super cool.
Yeah.
I think he roasted one time? I think he was in a roast.
He was roasted and Demi came up.
He took it like
but he was such a sport. He was such a sport about it because they have a great relationship. They have a good friendship.
Definitely. I always thought he was just super cool. There were some questionable things about him that came out later in regards to him and a smidge of racism or something of that nature. I don't know how true that is. I hope it's not.
I hope not.
It never really took wings, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I'm really rooting for him, and I hope he's able to at least come back a little bit.
Yeah.
Do something a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we like him.
Yeah. I like to refer to him as America's family action guy.
Yeah.
Because he does all these action movies, but he's very like lighthearted and like there's a balance there that I felt like he always found.
Yeah. Like he had a little black man in him a little bit. I'm just gonna be honest. Just his whole persona, his whole attitude. He just was like, he just had this, I don't care, I'm cool, whatever. And I think that we really gravitated towards that as a people. Like, just he was, I envision him pulling through this no matter what.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get a little bit of a Die Hard, or actually no, I'm tired of reboots.
Yeah, no reboots.
No more reboots.
No more.
You heard there's another Top Gun coming out?
Why? Who's starring in it?
Tom Cruise.
What?
Top Gun from 1986.
Oh my god.
The sequel is coming out.
Oh my god.
So yeah, yeah, I'm done with that. But hopefully we can see him again. Fifth Element, I wouldn't be mad about, to be honest with you.
Oh, now that would be a dope reboot.
I wouldn't be mad about that with Chris Tucker.
Yeah, I like to see where they take that.
That would be dope.
With the type of graphics that we have now and stuff.
Exactly.
I'll be here for it.
Exactly. But yes, we're sending our love and our prayers to Bruce Willis and his family. I can't imagine, in just as somebody who likes to be in control over my body, that just seems like a really debilitating disease that takes your control. Like you're not able to speak, you're not able to, your cognizance isn't the same. So
yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next item. According to the Hollywood Reporter, this is an interesting story. TikTok is deeply concerned by Facebook's paid campaign to promote negative coverage of social app. So, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Meta, the parent company of Facebook, has paid the firm Targeted Victory to promote negative coverage about the short-form video app, as the Washington Post first reported. TikTok said Wednesday it was deeply concerned by a campaign paid for by Meta, the parent company of Facebook, to promote negative coverage of the short-form social platform and local media coverage. As reported by the Washington Post, Meta has paid a right-of-center marketing firm called Targeted Victory to lead a campaign that has included placing op-eds and letters to the editor in local papers to promote anti-TikTok sentiment, especially when it comes to children using the app. Targeted Victory allegedly worked with local operatives to promote the negative coverage around purported trends on TikTok harming children to compel lawmakers to take action. The firm also sought to promote positive coverage about Meta and use the anti-TikTok pieces to deflect from government antitrust and privacy concerns leveled against the Facebook parent company, according to the Post's reporting. Wait,
child,
break this down to me.
Basically, there's already a monopoly with Facebook.
So they're being a bully.
They're being a bully, and they're using government entities, officials, in order to do their dirty work.
What?
So it's like, Mark Zuckerberg, we already had you on Capitol Hill.
You have a movie.
Like, I just don't understand. I was wondering when this was going to happen, because TikTok is like the new big social media component. I personally don't have a TikTok. I got yelled at. Not yelled at, but like
every time
I tell somebody I don't have TikTok, they're like, "Oh my God, why?"
I have one, but I don't use it.
It's not for me, not yet, at least.
I've moved,
but I find it to be rather unfortunate that they are taking these measures, and I'm glad it's coming out. It's just the metaverse. We're in the metaverse.
It's just so much, man. I'm still trying to keep up with.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So yes, basically, Facebook is Facebooking.
They're Facebooking.
They're doing what they're doing.
Meta is bullying, and they're just trying to push TikTok out of there.
Yeah, because you already have Facebook, which owns Instagram,
right?
And this is something that Facebook is known for doing. And a lot of these major companies, such as Amazon, such as a Walmart, they go in and they see these new hot companies on the rise, and they say, "Hey, either you buy, you sell us your platform, your store, whatever, or we're just going to bully you out of the game because we have so much money and so many resources that we can afford to do such."
Yeah, and but you know what? I don't think they'll be successful. And it's interesting. What this article says is that they're the angle here is that it's harmful to kids and stuff. And we know TikTok's target demo is Gen Z,
right?
And teens, right? So it's like, okay, I see what y'all doing here,
right?
But I don't see. I feel like no, the kids these days, they fight.
The gag is, if I'm not mistaken, TikTok is not an American-based company.
It's Chinese.
It's
right?
Chinese.
Yeah.
And if you've been watching anything about the shifts in powerful countries and how countries come into power, China is actually on the rise right now. China's been doing some big things, and we got to be careful. We have to be careful.
Yeah.
But this isn't a politics show.
No.
So I ain't gonna get into it. But y'all watch.
But it's world news.
It's world news. Pick up a newspaper. Subscribe to Washington Post. If you don't want to watch the news because it is depressing, that's why we're reclaiming our time. That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. You need to talk about this next story from Digital Music News. I don't even know who this person is. J. Prince calls for a boycott.
Yeah. So the Grammys are this weekend. Did you know?
Right.
Did you know? Another award show?
I found out. It wasn't on my radar, but then I found out after the slap, like, oh, and then we got the Grammys. I was like, oh wait, that's happening. Okay.
So yes, the Grammys are this weekend. If you weren't aware, the Grammys has officially told Kanye West that he will not be allowed to perform. Why is that funny?
Oh, who's laughing?
Why is that funny?
I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't me.
Okay, well, your boy Yeezy will not be allowed to perform at this year's Grammys, and Jay Prince, who I know who Jay Prince is, but he's the owner of Rap-A-Lot Records. Who's on
Who's
Rap-A-Lot
on
Records?
Rap-A-Lot Records? I have never in my life.
I mean, I've heard of it, but I just don't know who's who. Like, okay, sorry. No, like, tell me. I want to know who's on Rap-A-Lot Records now. That's what I thought. Okay, he's out there. He's out there in the streets. So maybe I shouldn't talk too much. But any hoot, he's also the man that was responsible for bringing Drake and Kanye back together too. He was in the news recently for that. He has called for the boycott of the Grammys because of the discriminatory practices in which he thinks that they have against Kanye, and Kanye is not going to be able to perform. So he said, okay, well, let's put together a concert with all the top artists because he can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And have that go on at the same time as the Grammys in Vegas.
Okay. At the same time. Hold on. We're gonna have to revisit this. We're gonna have to revisit this because we're about to go into our first ever commercial break.
Right.
I need to know more.
Okay. Well, shout out to the Good News Radio as well. TG and Talk family. We're up here upgrading our life and we have commercials now. So we're going to get into that. But make sure you are following us on all of our platforms as well as call in if you have something to say. Because we're reclaiming our time today.
323-900-0478.
Yes, absolutely.
And with that, we will be right back in 10 seconds. There's some getting used to this. There is some
reclaiming our time.
We are reclaiming our time. And then here we go. There's some getting used to this. There is some
reclaiming our time.
We are reclaiming our time. And then here we go.
In today's world, everything is about customization. That's why I'm here to tell y'all about Wolf Customs. We can get any and everything customized. I'm talking about t-shirts, sweaters, even cell phone cases. If you have a business or a company or a brand, you probably got a website. You need something custom.
And we're back.
I know we back. Shout out to the commercials.
Yeah, that was cool. Look, we're experiencing this at the same time you're experiencing this. As TGN is growing, you know, we're starting to see like, yo, we doing it big. Shout out to Keith and the whole executive team at TGN because to see this network grow is incredible, and you know, I feel honored to be a part of that. So, you know, y'all don't understand, like, commercials to most people think there's something annoying, but no, commercials means growth. It means that there's, you know, that there's business happening.
All
and when there's business happening, that means we're growing as
we
community.
Want them Harriet Tubmans, okay?
Come on. Come on. So yeah.
Well, jumping back into our topic, we were discussing Jay Prince is calling for the boycott of the Grammys, which are set to be live this weekend in Vegas.
Right.
He actually said he's going to put together a concert with Drake, The Weeknd, Nicki Minaj, and Kanye because they are discriminated against.
Are they actually going to be at this concert?
No, I haven't gotten the latest news.
Is this something that he's proposing?
But it says so far, a few artists have replied to Jay Prince's idea of a show to rival the Grammys. Nicki Minaj responded to the post with the praying hands emoji and the word respect. Both Migos and Quavo responded to TMZ asking them if they'd be on board. Quavo said, let's do it. We need to make our own awards that appreciate the real ish that's going on in the streets and that appreciate the culture, that appreciate when you guys are best new artist. So I mean, this is sentiment.
I mean, I can talk to, yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Grammys have been a staple for so long, as long as I can remember. It's a high honor to be a part of the Grammy committee, a part of the Grammys in general. It's something you get membered into. It's a club. I mean, it's definitely a club that you have to get into. Not just anybody, Joe Schmo on the street can get nominated for a Grammy. So, of course, there's going to be these dynamics of discrimination, or people will feel that. So
I remember being younger and, like, you know, award shows were an event. Like, you know, you prepared for it, you're going to watch it, you know, and it would be something really exciting. And, you know, these artists get these awards and whatever. But as time has gone by and as I've gotten older and, you know, just kind of like being around the industry, right? I do realize, man, the weight that we put on these awards, when you could have had an amazing, successful year, but if you didn't get that Grammy, it's like, but no, like I've grown to not put the weight there because these awards, these academies, they don't recognize who's important to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The one thing I will say about the Grammys, though, is they do have a voting system.
Is it a fair voting system?
That I'm not sure of. But if you are membered in, you are allowed to be a vote. And I know recently through Miku, who's a part of the Grammys Academy, that they were making initiatives. Shout out to Miku. That they were making initiatives to bring in other creatives from, you know, all walks of life and different levels within the industry. So they've been making attempts. There hasn't been a Grammy So White hashtag yet, I don't think, like they did the Oscars. But I mean, I'm here for it. Maybe this is a ploy for Homeboy to make some Harriet Tubmans. I don't know.
Maybe.
Kanye is allowed to be at the awards. They're just not allowing him to perform. And I'm like, if it was me, I'd rather him perform than him to go up there and accept an award or interrupt somebody else.
Right, because he's nominated.
He's still nominated for stuff. So he can still be
And
there.
if he wins and he will cut up and say...
And they don't know. I mean, they just by cutting the
whole purpose of them saying he's not allowed to perform is because of his behavior. So what makes you think he's not gonna act up in person on your show, on live television? We see what he's capable of. We see what he's capable of.
Right.
He's taking an award away from Taylor Swift. Like that was completely ass backwards Grammys. But I don't confuse.
It was backwards.
You either ban him altogether or let him do what he was supposed to do.
I would let him perform and then tell him he gotta go.
No,
like, come perform.
But then at that point, why would he even agree to that? He'd be like, "No, I'm not even gonna come."
Exactly. But I mean, I think a Kanye performance would have definitely boosted the ratings. Of the Grammys. Now I don't even know who performing, and I don't really care.
I don't know. No.
But I mean, either way, shout out to Jay Prince for taking a stance. We know The Weeknd has been boycotting the Grammys as well, so I'm sure he's still involved and ready to go, but. It's in Vegas. They can definitely do something. They can have a whole concert.
Yeah.
And people will go.
People will go.
But I don't know if it's happening. I mean, it's in a few days,
Well,
so we'll see.
Yeah, it's not even a week anymore. Like, I mean, crazier things have happened, but
yeah.
So
Clearly.
whatever.
All right. Well, and our final flashlight topic. Unfortunately, this one is a sad one. It seems like we're just losing so many people.
Yeah.
So soon.
So many creatives.
So many amazing creatives. You messaged me about this last night, and I had no idea. I'm not as familiar with him, but as I was going through the timeline and some of my friends, some of your friends,
yes,
everyone has pictures with him.
I was like, wait, a lot of people knew this guy.
A lot of people knew this gentleman by the name of AJ Crimson. He passed away. Was it yesterday?
I believe yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, because his stories were still live.
Yeah, so it was yesterday. It was yesterday.
Yeah. So on March 30th, AJ Crimson passed away. He had a makeup brand, a whole makeup enterprise, so to speak. And
People magazine calls him famed makeup entrepreneur.
Yeah, and from what I saw, he actually helped a lot of people get on as well. People interned under him. They've worked with him, and he's just been across the board in the industry. So this is really unfortunate that this happened. I believe it was an accident.
He was on vacation.
Wow. So, with, like I said, there's so much that's happening in the world. We just really have to be thankful and appreciative for the moments that we do have on this earth and not harp over the small stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's not that important. I know we also lost a Foo Fighters drummer, Taylor Hawkins.
Yes.
This past week as well. So there's just so much. It's been a heavy year.
And he was 50.
He was only 50 years old as well. Yeah. And because of that, the Foo Fighters actually ended their current tour so that they can regroup. Rightfully so.
So I think they were set to perform the day that it happened. And because it was in I think somewhere in South America, they were part of a festival, and so for their set instead, there was a whole bunch of candles that were placed on the stage, in honor, and of course they didn't perform, but
of course. So it's really devastating, these deaths. People that are so young. In regards to AJ, celebrity clients included Fergie, Hilary Duff, Adrienne Bailon, Christina Milian, Brandy, Estelle, Regina King, A-Marie, LaToya Luckett, Missy Elliott, Angela Bassett, Raven Simone, Keisha Cole.
He's wow. I wish I knew him.
I know.
And it was crazy when the news broke and I'm seeing all of the people that I know that knew. I was literally 1 degree of separation. So it was a lot of people that I know knew him personally.
Yeah. So rest in peace to him. Our prayers and condolences to his family and all of his loved ones. Keisha Cole, stay off of Instagram, please, because she's a little bit reckless. I don't even want to get into it. But yes, just please be sure to just love on each other and love on yourselves, because you never know. You never know.
You never know.
And that is the conclusion of our flashlight topics.
Okay, so
we
have a spotlight, and this spotlight is about reclaiming our time.
Hit it.
Would have
reclaiming my time. What he failed to tell you was, when you're on my time, I can reclaim it. So I'm reclaiming my time. So I'm reclaiming my time. So I'm reclaiming my time. Do not take that away from my time. So I'm reclaiming my time. So I'm reclaiming my time. My time, reclaiming my time. So I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my time. So I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my time.
All right.
Sharíck.
Shout out to the auntie.
What?
Maxine Waters.
What's that song?
Reclaiming my time.
What did you have me play? I'm weak.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, we are reclaiming our time today. This is the last day of the first quarter of 2022, if you don't know, which means a lot. It means you better have done your taxes. You better have some goals set in place for the next quarter. You better have appreciated the women in Black history and all of that as we get into this next quarter. That means we only have 3 more quarters to go in 2022, y'all.
Yeah, that's wild.
And
I feel like time moves like really, really slow and also really fast at the same time.
Yeah, Definitely. I've just been really exhausted with everything, with the news. We said we wasn't going to talk about the slap. We're not going to talk about the slap. But what I will say is one of the things that I've been very intentional about is being more intentional. Period.
Yeah.
So with like, I read Will Smith's book, which was amazing. I still suggest it for those of you who, want some really insightful content that can probably give you a little perspective on the man that he is and just creatives in general. It's very, very insightful. I've been trying to just read a lot more lately.
Yeah.
And
I told you to do that.
Yeah, you was right, friend. And it's been very helpful. Okay, when I say let me caveat read. I like audiobooks. Let me just be all the way.
Oh, girl.
Sharíck. I read too, but I prefer audiobooks because I can listen to what they're saying. Nope, see,
no, there it is.
Nope.
There it is.
I do read too.
Calvin, this is your fault.
I do read too, but certain books are really enjoyable via audiobook.
Okay.
So I still retain the information.
I heard Mariah Carey's book was really enjoyable on audiobook.
That one I need.
I have the book. I'm a reader. I like to read.
Yeah.
But I was told by several people, no, listen to the audiobook of her
because
book.
they actually produce it. Like they go through a whole production process. Like Will's book had a whole production process. Like it was music, it was rap breaks, it was dope. Yeah. So you definitely get more from it, hearing it from the person's voice. So I enjoy that. Now, if it's just some like whatever book and it's not even the person that wrote it, then whatever. But yeah,
it takes away.
It takes away from it. But I think that's one of the beauties of this medium is that people are really putting more effort into it, and they're making it a thing. So let us know what books you guys got on the audio or you're reading.
How do you think reading more has benefited you?
It just gives you a deeper perspective of whatever it is that you're reading, because when in books you have just the time to really go through line by line, detail by detail, intricacy by intricacy. We know that we don't like watching 3-4 hour long movies.
Says who? If it's a Marvel movie?
Nah, child. I still haven't went to go see Batman, by the way.
Oh, I haven't either.
But
by the way, Zoe needs to shut up, Zoe.
Child.
You had
we wasn't gonna talk about it.
I wasn't going to, but moving on.
She's in trouble. I just think it's a really good way to just really get into the content full-fledged. And someone that's writing, you have more time, you have more space to write out your thoughts. Yeah. And it's a really good medium.
For me, so reading, what it does for me is, because I'm a writer, anytime I'm in the middle of reading books, I'm a better writer, because I my vocabulary expands. I kind of like think quicker when I'm writing. If I'm consistently reading, sometimes I fall off, but I've noticed that when I am reading my thought stream is more advanced.
That's good. Yeah. It's also a great thing to do to help you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Before, as opposed to watching TV.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely I'm getting more into books. I've been purchasing more, and especially, going through my grieving process from what I went through this year. It's been helpful. It's been very helpful to me, because the anxiety is real, and Instagram, social media, TV, news, just everything that's just it's going on. It's too much. It's too much.
I'm gonna read a book tonight.
I can't do it. Well,
not
let me
a
know
book.
what you
I'll read a chapter. Oh, listen. So like I have like this shelf that like I strategically placed books and like little knickknacks and stuff to make it decorative. But I noticed that I wasn't touching the books that I was supposed to read because of that.
Friend.
So I rearranged it, and so that on the top shelf I put all the books that I have not read yet. And so then the lower shelves are like kind of more decorative, because I've gotten through those and the knickknacks are all there. But so my intention is, my intention is to go through the books in that manner, so that once I'm done with one, it goes down to one of the bottom shelves, in a decorative manner, so I can get through them, because I have a shelf full of books that I've bought with the intention of reading, because I want to support the author. I think there's a great thing behind it, and then I don't get to it.
Done-gummit, I feel a reading challenge coming on.
Oh.
I feel a reading challenge coming on.
Maybe we're gonna start the Limelight book club.
Yes. Well, I like a challenge, because I'll take the challenge. So why don't we make a challenge, and we'll challenge each other, and we'll hold each other accountable to read
something.
One book a month?
And
Is that
we'll report it here on the show.
one book a month? Is that good?
Okay.
As long as it's not like Obama's book, because his book is hella long.
Michelle's book is long too.
I have her audio.
I have her book. I haven't read it yet. Okay, I will make an attempt.
One book a month.
I need a book flights because I mostly read when I'm flying.
That's good.
But okay.
It could be a Kindle. It could be,
figure that out.
all of the things. But yes, so a part of me reclaiming my time these past couple weeks, this past year, has just been really educating myself and digging deep and going through all the motions, but trying to find ways to focus my attention on more progressive things.
Yeah. Part of me reclaiming my time is close to intention is manifestation. And that's kind of like a buzzword right now. A lot of people talk about manifestation and what that really means. And for some people to grasp that concept of manifesting things, well, it takes some work, some deep rooted work emotionally, mentally. And I think for a lot of people, myself included, it's a little difficult to tap into what manifestation really means. So something that I did, something that my very good friend Chanel, shout out to Chanel Renee, who put me on, is I started doing sleep meditations that were geared towards manifesting the things that you want. And I started this late November, early December, before I was hired at Blavity. I was in process of getting all that done. And so I personally had a very bad relationship with money and understanding money and how to make money work for me. And so for the longest, I had to battle that, and I had to unlearn concepts of money and why I deserve money. And I mean, I'm gonna throw the church under the bus, but the church taught me that I was supposed to be humble and meek. And no, I had to unlearn a few things. Even culturally, as a family as a child of immigrants, I was conditioned to believe I can only attain so much. I can only have so much. And so those were all things that I had to unlearn. So I started doing a sleep meditation that was specifically geared towards manifesting money and reframing my personal relationship with money. And so what these sleep meditations do is they're very calming. They're soothing. You can sleep right through them. And what they do is they tap into the subconscious while you sleep, so that the way you view certain things or the way you believe certain things change. It shifts. And as I was doing that, because you got to do it for 21 days. And after 21 days, that's when you start seeing, that's when you've instilled a belief in.
Subconsciously.
And yes, subconsciously. And when I tell you, it changed the game, for me. And I was like, wow. So I've practiced that. There are manifestation sleep meditations for a whole bunch of things. There's things for money, for love, for personal glow up, for overcoming obstacles, for overcoming addiction, or overcoming certain traumas. These are things that I have found to be useful for me in how I reclaim my time and reclaim and take ownership of what I want to control in my life versus what I think that I can't control. And so that's been a really, really useful tool for me. And I've just been thankful. And I've put other friends on, like, hey, this helped me out. Listen. I got just the one for you. Just the one for you. And so that's really something that I've tapped into that has been very useful. And yeah, it's good.
Well, speaking of money and books, one of the Audible books that I've been listening to is Tony Robbins' Money. Are you familiar with Tony Robbins?
I know that name.
Tony Robbins, he's the great motivational speaker. He's that big white guy with the deep voice, and he's like telling people to jump up and down. Guy. Yeah, that guy. He has a book called Money that's actually really interesting, and it talks about that. It talks about how we all have that access. It's just a mindset and a way of thinking that has to shift and that has to change. And then you also have to equip yourself with certain knowledge in order to do so. But like I said, I mentioned earlier, the concept of money is a whole other conversation.
Okay.
But that's really dope that you're doing that.
Yeah, I also want to point out next month is Financial Literacy Month.
Oh, is it?
For those who didn't know.
Okay, we're going to have somebody on.
We will have to have somebody on and talk about some money. We had a money episode, throwback to season 1.
Yes.
Back when we were LaMay Day Limelight. LaMay Day. LaMay Day Limelight. Yeah.
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. We're going to have to play that back.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. We should revisit that. Revisit that conversation.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of fear around money as well as investing. And right now,
especially for creatives,
because most of us don't have the power of the big corporation behind us that we can fall back on to give us security. I'm currently in the process of figuring out, what I need to do in order to make a purchase of a home. And there's just so many things involved in that. And I've been watching YouTube University is a thing. There's just so much information in regards to investing. I really like this channel called Millennial Money.
Okay.
That's on YouTube.
I've heard of that.
I watch it. I click on one and then I just keep going and keep going and keep going. And what's really interesting about it is that it shows different millennials at all levels, whether you're making $1 million a year, 250K, 100. They had somebody on there who was making 50K. They really show in all these different cities all over the world what millennials are doing with their money and how they're using that to leverage them being successful in life and
gain equity
and just, people younger than us, people at 25, 24 that are educating themselves about the stock market, educating themselves about ways in which they can have, currency come in while they're asleep.
Right.
And it's super, super inspiring. And that's really what my focus has been on. I watch TV, but a lot of the time, if I'm in my house, I'm cleaning up, I have it on YouTube and I'm watching things like this and I'm gaining ideas from some of these other millennials about ways in which we can have that access to wealth and we can really generate wealth within our families, because there's so many ways of doing that. And yeah, we all want passive income.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Okay.
Passive income.
Give me passive income. Okay. So another thing I want to talk about as far as reclaiming our time, and you and I spoke about this because we both have issues with this, but time management, which I guess other people need our time reclaimed so that we could be effective time managers. But talk to me about your experience with time management and your lack thereof.
You want to be honest?
Be honest.
What day is this article due for Obvious Magazine? So
look, y'all, I'm working on Obvious Magazine's next music issue for this year, and I have Sharíck. The last issue, I had her do one of the cover stories, so I had her do it again. I believe your first draft was due like yesterday.
You're gonna get it tomorrow.
I'm gonna get it. It's fine.
You get it tomorrow.
I know it's in good hands. I know it's in good hands.
And then tomorrow you get it tomorrow. No, you'll get it because it has to come out. And thank you for trusting me with that. But Absolutely. I say that to say, when it comes to certain things, my time management is awful. Yeah. Like writing is one of those things where I have to really be in a zone for it. And I have to create an environment for it. And if I don't feel that, I don't want to do it. And I'm honestly the type of person, and I'll tell you, all my life, I've been this way, even throughout college. I work way better when it comes to writing under pressure. When I have pressure on me, that's when my creative juices really start to flow. If I have too much time, subconsciously, I'm just like, oh, well, Same but when here. I have to like get it out, that's when it comes out. It's like a beast that comes out of me. And Same so here. That's when I really like to get into my creative flow. Is it the best always? I don't know, but I know that I do good work either way, and I'm confident. It could be overconfidence. I don't know.
Yeah, for the most part, I've delivered some of my best work under pressure.
Yeah,
I don't like the feeling.
Yeah,
because it's like you get nervous, and then there's this anxiety and blah blah blah. But yes, I can resonate with that and understand.
Yeah. So sorry,
but I want to be better at that.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
But it's a thing, and even like I said, when I was in college. Instead of me pulling all-nighters, I wasn't a pull all-nighter kind of chick. That wasn't me. Like, I want my sleep.
I pulled some all-nighters.
Unless it was absolutely necessary. I prefer to wake up at the crack of dawn and do what I got to do early in the morning and then rush to class.
Yeah.
Like, when I mean like the absolute last second, like that was me. But I did well. Your girl was in honor society. Your girl had good grades. I had the tassels and the chords. I did good. So it's knowing your style. Now I will say, in retrospect, had I given myself more time and more preparation, would it had been better?
Maybe.
I had great grades, but I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
I was not the morning person. I knew if I didn't get it done that night, it wasn't happening. So I did pull the all-nighters. I remember there was a few stints where like I got no sleep and finished in the nick of time to get ready and get to class or whatever. Yeah. Got an A though.
What I do try to do.
I got an A.
I heard that.
Plus.
What I do try to do is I try to mentally prepare myself for whatever it is that I'm doing. I may not be physically prepared, but I know I want to be mentally prepared before I go into whatever that task is. But as of now, I'm really working on allowing myself grace within whatever it is I'm doing and not allowing myself to feel bad about what it is I'm doing or not doing. Like I said, with the recent tragedy that I just experienced, I really learned that I have to give myself grace because stress can kill you, literally. Yeah. So whatever you have to do to alleviate stress is what you have to do. And sometimes I may need to just go lay on the couch and not write that article for you, J.Pen, until tomorrow. But you're going to get it, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so good.
One thing that I've done to help me with time management, and this is a simple thing. This is a really simple thing, but one thing that I've done is I use reminders. That's great. I straight up tell Siri, set a reminder on XYZ day at XYZ time to complete this. And it helps. It literally does so much for me and keeps me on track with varying things, maybe outside of my general scope of work throughout the week. And yeah. And so that's my gem for y'all. Use reminders.
We're not gonna play the song again.
You have a secretary.
Reclaiming my time.
I want to hear the song again. We're gonna close out with that.
Just the last bit. But thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna reclaim our time again. This is the last day of the quarter
and the last day of Women's History Month.
Last day of Women's History Month, Indo Warrior Month, and just make sure that you're being kind to yourself. And we'll see you next week. See ya.
I can reclaim it.
We did it.
Is the commercial playing? Oh, I want to. Press play on the commercial, so they can hear it on StreamYard. Oh.
In today's world, everything is about customization. That's why I'm here to tell y'all about Wolf Customs. We can get any and everything customized. I'm talking about t-shirts, sweaters, even cell phone cases. If you have a business or a company or a brand, you probably got a website. You need something custom that's fit to tailor your business to separate you from the competition. Wolf Customs takes large orders and one-of-one orders. So if you got that special event, best you holler at Wolf Customs. You can get custom mouse pads, custom AirPod cases. I mean, it never ends. Tap in with Wolf Customs. Find them on Instagram @_Wolf Customs_. And get your personal touch today. It's Keith Good News here, telling and reminding y'all to make sure you listen to Top of the Morning every Monday and Wednesday to get your morning started off right. 9 a.m. on TGN Talk. Don't miss it. Don't be late. It's for the above average only.
Are you looking for the best barbershop experience? Then the Locker Room Barbershop is the place for you. Check them out at their new location, located at 16900 Lakewood Boulevard, Unit 204 in Bellflower, California. Okay. If you were at thelockerroom05.com or on Instagram at The Locker Room Barbershop LLC. Feel free to call the number 562-202-9602. Again, that phone number is 562-202-9602. Can't wait to see you at The Locker Room Barbershop.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Alex Himes from Courtside Radio. We'd love to have you tune in every Monday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. right here on the Good News Radio Network. Don't forget to tune in every week, people. We'll see you then. Only on TGN Sports.
Oh my God, do you really know? Do you really know who you are, what you want, how to get it? Or are you just living to exist with drama-filled relationships, bored, unfulfilled desires, and now lack has become your hashtag? The difference between a spectacular life or an ordinary one is merely 15 minutes of discovery. Choose to live a fulfilled life narrated and created by your design. Book a 15-minute free consultation with Coach Zena, transformational practitioner specializing in human design and life coaching. Learn what awaits you. Go to CoachZena.com or on Instagram at coach.askzena.
Get your boogie on. Nah, just kidding with y'all. What's going on, man? It's Devontae Green having some fun. We're going to have fun at our show because that's what we do. TGN Talk, 7:30 p.m. Monday, live from the den. Tap in.
Got a cough, allergies, mucus buildup, or do you just want to boost your immune system overall? Well, at the Organic Option, we make it easy to get your plant-based nutrients daily with organic tinctures and herbal capsules. Just put a few drops of tincture in your water, tea, or juice of your choice, and you'll be on your way to a healthier lifestyle in no time. Super blends like sea moss, bladderwrack, turmeric, and ginger, the mucus buster. We've got the organic solutions you need to keep your body at its best. Shop now at trytheorganicoption.com and use the promo code GOODNEWS for
You're seriously watching porn by yourself?
Hey, what's happening? And we here. And we here.
Straight to the league
Yes.